My very best advice to young professionals, posted at linkedin.com and written by Ahmed Bouzid. No professional experience is more humbling, more enlightening, and more enriching than mentoring smart young people just out of college. You learn a lot about yourself, mainly that you really are not that patient or wise, or as knowledgeable as you thought you were. That's the humbling part. That's also the enlightening and enriching part. But what is truly rewarding and even thrilling is the thought that you could impart whatever wisdom you have upon these young people so they can have a head start on life and hopefully avoid making lots of silly mistakes. That way, they can make more meaningful and enriching mistakes instead. Mistakes that will help them grow and become an even better human being than you are. I've had the luck to do just that the past few months, to mentor fresh out of college interns, and as I reflect on my time with them, here are 12 pieces of advice I give them, and myself, and any young person embarking on a professional career. 1. Learn. Upon graduation day, if you are a really lucky person and have had a real education, then what you have learned is the skill of learning. The education you have received has turned you into a learning engine that can now consume challenges and opportunities and convert them to value and experience. Put yourself in situations where you can feed that engine. Read a lot, talk to people who know a lot, talk to people who don't know much, talk to people who live in a different world from yours. If you're an engineer, read the humanities. If you have a degree in history, hang out with engineers once in a while and learn about the wacky world they live in. 2. Share. Make it a habit to share whenever you can, whatever you can. Don't calculate, just share. Share your knowledge, share your connections, share your enthusiasm, share your thoughts, share your food. People will love you for it, and they will always share back. 3. Connect. I am amazed at how little true connecting people engage in, especially given all the tools that we have at our disposal for finding and reaching out to people who can help us and whom we can help. In fact, it feels like because we can connect so easily with so many people through LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., we are spending our time connecting superficially rather than connecting for real. Use the networking tools not to increase the size of your network of friends and connections, but rather as a first step towards fully engaging others as three-dimensional human beings. 4. Plan. Hard as this is for anyone, regardless how mature or old they are, this is probably the hardest and the most unnatural of skills to develop for a young person. It is also the hardest one to execute on consistently. So here's what it boils down to. Sit down. Plan your big goals for the year ahead and identify those things that you need to do on a yearly basis. Health checkup, the big vacation, the annual retreat, etc. Break down your goals into a list of smaller goals and spread them across the year along with the perennials. Each month should then have a list of clear goals to accomplish. Do the same thing again for the months. Identify the goals that you need to accomplish each month. Pay the bills, read a book, check car oil, etc. and spread those across the weeks. Now you have a plan for the year, for each month, and for each week in those months. Your next step is to focus on the week ahead of you. Break that into days and establish a religious routine for planning every single day, tracking progress and keeping your plans up to date. At the end of every day, before you go to sleep, have the actions for the next day ready so that you are in execution mode when you wake up. Do this, and the world is your oyster. 5. Be patient. This is maybe just as hard as planning for a young person. Resisting the impulse to act or to react, given an event, takes a lot of maturity. It takes grasping fully the notion that time, just like matter, has weight. For example, there are times in a conversation when you should remain quiet. Say nothing. Remaining quiet is as much of an action as speaking, and silence has mass that converts into weight when coupled with time. That's why we say, heavy silence. Practice patience when you can. It's hard, but you will be amazed by how much you will accomplish at times by not acting until the time is right. 6. Be impatient. An easy one for a young person to follow, but also one that a young person can quickly lose as they get comfortable. Always be impatient with mediocrity. Be impatient with cruelty. Be impatient with irrationality, like senseless politics and soul-deadening bureaucracy. Be impatient with large egos with vast insecurities. Leverage your youth and inexperience to call out bullshit. Help clean up the world while you have little to lose and a lot to gain by learning how to raise Cain when Cain needs to be raised. 7. Act. It really, really is okay to make mistakes, and you can make the same mistakes more than once and people will forgive you. And those older and more experienced than you will usually forgive you almost everything and anything when you are young, except for one thing. They won't forgive inaction and laziness in a young person. Take action and do your best. 8. Be loyal. One of the worst things you can do to harm yourself is to betray someone who helped you. The person you betrayed will probably be embittered, and that is not a good thing. But worse is that other people will notice and remember your lack of loyalty, and they will keep their guard with you. If they are wise, they will never trust you, which means that they won't be part of your network of trusted people, and you don't want to build a network of people who are not even wise enough to stay away from a selfish backstabber. 9. Help. Yes, you, powerless and helpless you. You can do a lot to help. Help your family, your friends, those who have less than you, those who are in trouble. Make it a habit. Helping motivates others to help. Those you help and those who see that you help. Helping builds up your political capital. Helping gets you to learn about yourself, and helping is fun and makes you feel good. 10. Challenge authority. You are young. Challenge authority. The more junior you are, the less your challenge will cost you. The higher up people are in a hierarchy, the more deluded they are about their importance, their goodness, and value. It is monumentally crucial for them to look good in front of their peers and superiors. And bullying someone junior because they spoke up is not something that a seasoned professional will do. The only reasonable reaction powerful people really have to a challenge from a junior person is to be gracious, to praise the young person for their bravery and to accept the challenge. And usually someone who regularly challenges authority and does so in the pursuit of a greater good will end up being promoted. They end up being promoted because they care, but also because the promotion will result in granting them more to lose when speaking up. That's right, powerful people are cynical like that. If you are in a company where young people with the courage to speak up are beaten down, get the heck out of there real quick. 11. Have integrity. This one is simple. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. 12. Respect yourself. Always remember your mom, or someone who would gladly lay down their life for you because they love you unconditionally. Next time someone belittles you or mistreats you, remember that they are messing with your mom. Just imagine how she would feel and what she would do if she were witness to the mistreatment. She would attack and seek to destroy the enemy. Use that visual to energize your resistance. You should never let anyone belittle you or demean you. If you can, stand up to the abuse. If you can't, move away. The world is vast, and it is filled with wonderful, magical people. Find them and do your best to be your best.